Yo, what's poppin', Logang? Today we're going to be doing another rant. This one comes from Bedoofus, who says, "Rant about your state." Grins. Well, I live in Illinois, and it's become sort of a meme. I like making jokes about the fact that I live in Illinois. I live in a bad, or no, I'm in a bad state right now. Illinois. I call myself the deranged Illinois bumpkin on Discord, so that's sort of why it's become a rant topic. But despite all the jokes about it, about how I have mental Illinois, I kinda like the state. You can debate about whether about our governor and the way it's run all you want, but in terms of the actual locale, which is honestly what I mostly care about, yeah, I like this place. Because obviously you've got Chicago, which is where 70 fucking percent of everyone lives, and they've got an incredibly different culture from the rest of us, to the point where my mom has said in the past, like, that she wants Chicago to be a separate state from Illinois because it's, like, so far removed from the culture and the way of life of literally every other part of the state. Because we live in the middle of nowhere, and I've lived in the middle of nowhere since I was 9 years old. So that is more than half of my life at this point spent in middle of nowhere, Illinois. And I used to live in a place with around 800 to 1,000 people. Now I've even shrunk further beyond that. So I live quite literally in the middle of nowhere, and a lot of my friends live in the middle of nowhere. But I enjoy that. I don't really like being in places with lots of people, you know? Like, if I'm in a restaurant and it's too noisy and too crowded and too dense, I will, like, take restroom breaks. Not because I actually need to use it, but because I need to take a break from the sheer amount of noise encompassing me. Or, like, I've been to Six Flags a few times in my life, and I like it. I like roller coasters, but it exhausts me so quickly. Not even because of the coasters. The coasters are fine. It's the people, the sheer quantity of human beings packed into this one place. And so to live in the country is like my ideal. But the other upside about living in the country, and I'm not sure how many people will relate to this per se, but like back when I lived in a village that had a decent amount of people, still are only 1,000 tops, but like it's still an okay amount of people. I would limit my bike riding because I'm a bike rider. I enjoy that. I would limit it to the town. But once I moved here, all of a sudden this place is so tiny that like to bike at all, I need to go outside of town and onto some country roads, and that has unlocked a new passion of mine, which is biking for hours in like so far removed from where I live and just going on an adventure. And I have an anecdote for this that is the moment that really solidified my love of bike riding in this way, which is that I decided to go way far out in this one direction that I'd never gone before. So, I mean, obviously I won't tell you the directions to get there because that'd be a dox. But I rode for like 50 minutes to an hour in one direction, and eventually found this town. Well, I say town, it's similar to where I live right now, aka barely even a village, if that. And it was this place that I'd never been before. I'd never even heard of it before. I didn't know anything about it. I looked on Google Maps and had like literally never heard the name of this place before. And at that moment, I felt like an explorer. coming onto this like uncharted territory. And I know that's a pretty cringe way to look at a place that is definitely charted and definitely on the map, but it was just such a new experience and so unexpected. When I bike, I don't have Google Maps with me unless I'm genuinely lost or like trying to find my way home because I'm so far out that the way to get home the fastest is also a place I've never been before because I took like 15 random turns and made my way to this place I'd never been before. But, I don't really have Google Maps with me for the most part. And so it's just going by the lay of the land. And when you find a new place, it's a surprise. And even if it's a place you've been before via car, it's still like a new perspective on it. It's more fun to bike that distance than to just get in a car and drive around. I know some people enjoy joyriding in a car. I vastly prefer bike riding, even if it does take infinitely longer. And it's a lot cheaper than going in a car, because with cars, you have to deal with the state's gas prices. Yeah, anyway, I think that's about it. Can't really think of anything else to say, so yeah, see